Hi there, guys. The name is here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. So, in today's episode, I have my friend here with me, Jose.
Hey guys.
So, in today's episode, we're going to be naming you three designer fragrances for the office, and Jose is going to name three niche fragrances for the office. And so, Jose works in the office, so it's great. So, he knows what's best to put out there. So, I'm going to hand it off to him first. But before we start, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon for the to get notified when I do a future uploads. It'll be really appreciated. So I'll hand it off to Jose.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Deneen. So, hi everyone. You know what? When you talk about office fragrances, and I work in an office, so I'm, often surrounded by coworkers. I'm often meeting with clients as well too. It's really important. And before we even talk about fragrances that we're going to show you, either designer or niche fragrances, here's the one thing, just as a big reminder: easy on the trigger. Okay, like we're talking, if you're going into an office sitting with a lot of people around you as well too, especially with rules relaxing, with COVID, you don't want to be the fragrance person, right? The person that's going to leave a huge scent trail everywhere, and people complain that you're wearing too much fragrance as well too. So above all, go easy on the trigger when you're actually spraying or applying a fragrance as well. So Denise and I were chatting, and we thought, you know what? Before we start talking about fragrances that we would recommend, either niche or designer fragrances that you could wear in the office, why don't we actually come up with a few recommendations of definitely not what to wear in the office? And I thought to myself as I went through my collection and went through the niche bottles that I have, what is a fragrance I would not wear into a client meeting, into a meeting with my coworkers, in a boardroom, or whatever? And the fragrance I went through and thought to myself, definitely not using this one, is Parfums de Marly Cologne. So this is a polarizing fragrance. I like it. It's a nice fragrance as well too. It's pretty spicy. It's the kind of fragrance that you can wear and have some fun with. Blood orange at the top, black pepper. Definitely fair amount of projection and silage with this type of a fragrance as well. A lot of amber at the base as well too. But this is a fragrance. If I was going into a meeting or a meeting with clients, um, I wouldn't bring this. Okay, I'm gonna pass it off to Denim to have him provide you with his recommendation of a designer fragrance, not to
Okay.
bring into an office setting.
Thank you, Jose, for your recommendations. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good choice you picked. For me, for designer, I got the Victor and Rolf's Spice Bomb Extreme. This is it's like a spice bomb, just like how the name says it all. It's really spicy. It's really loud. We get a lot of spices with vanilla, and you don't want to wear this in the office because it's just gonna offend everybody. As much as you get compliments as a compliment magnet, but you don't want to wear in the office because you're gonna choke out people and gonna give them the bad reaction. So I highly recommend you don't try this in the office at all. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pass it off to Jose now for his first pick. The okay.
Thanks a lot, Denim. So the first fragrance that I would recommend that I think is office appropriate, once again, as long as you're careful with the trigger, is Parfums de Marly. So here's another Parfums de Marly fragrance, and this is Darley. Okay, so Darley, it's a nice fragrance. You can wear it. I would probably recommend it more fall winter, but you can wear it in the spring as well too. People have asked me, well, how would you describe Parfums de Marly Darley? First of all, it's an aromatic fougere. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a combination of Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male, the original fragrance, kind of blended with Creed Original Santal. Top notes are mint, bergamot, and lemon as well. So the top notes aren't going to be screeching, as an example, compared to Parfums de Marly Cologne, which has blood orange and black pepper, right? The kind of notes you don't want to use in an office setting. But there's lavender, there's cinnamon, there's sandalwood, right? There's tonka bean. It's a pleasant fragrance. I get some good compliments on a fragrance like this as well too. You're not going to choke anyone out as long as you're careful with your applications. And it's a nice fragrance, I think, that will go over well in an office setting. Deneen, over to you for your designer recommendation.
Okay, thank you so much, Jose, for your first recommendation. So my first pick is by a house of Ralph Lauren. I'm sure everyone knows it. This is Polo Blue Parfum. I picked up. It's a very nice, fresh and clean fragrance. It's inoffensive, easy to wear. It has lavender in it, cardamom, which gives it that sweetness. And when I smell it, I kind of get that laundry sheet vibe, that's sweet like a detergent. So it's one of those easy ones where you wear in the office and you're probably going to get some compliments. Like people are going to like it. It's something like it's like a fresh linen. So I highly recommend wearing something in the Polo Blue line. If not this, another flanker of it, but it's a very good one. Highly recommend it, and it'll get through you to your workday. So it's good longevity. So I'll pass it off to you, Jose, for your second pick.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Deneen. So, a fragrance I'd like to recommend that you can wear in the office outside of Parfums de Darley. And this is from Dior, but this is from their Maison Privée collection. And this is Bois d'Argent. So, Bois d'Argent is a woody chypre. You've got top notes of iris, cypress, and juniper berries. There's a little bit of myrrh, there's a little bit of patchouli. And at the base, you've got honey, you've got vanilla, a little bit of amber as well too, and some woodsy notes. Now, this is a fragrance. I will say what I really like about this fragrance. It's pleasant. It's a beautiful scent. I really like the iris in this fragrance in particular as well too. A fragrance that you can wear, probably more so once again. I would recommend fall. We're going into fall in about a month in the bed as well too. Winter, spring, probably not in the high heat, but you could be most likely in an air-conditioned environment if you're in an office setting as well too, or even a store setting. So definitely Dior, Bois d'Argent, and it is from the Maison Privé line. So it's more of an exclusive part of the Dior fragrance collection. That's why I included it as a niche fragrance as well. Back to you, Deneen, for your recommendation.
Okay, thank you, Jose. So my second recommendation is by the House of Prada, and this one's Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. So I'm sure you all probably heard about it, but it's kind of like a toned down Dior Sauvage. Dior Sauvage is what I like about this one. It doesn't have that aggressive pepper note. We get lavender in it, and it starts off fresh and clean, and we get some metallic notes, and it becomes a little bit earthy, and the base is very soft, it's very gentle. Yeah, people are not going to get offended, and it has good longevity that gets you to the workday. So this one's a great pickup. Okay, thank you. I'll pass it off to you, Jose.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Deneen. And so for my final recommendation for an office fragrance, I actually chose from Atelier Vetiver Fatale. So Vetiver Fatale, it is a woody aromatic fragrance. Some of the top notes include Haitian vetiver, plum, and violet. You've got some really nice mix of some wood notes. You've got lemon. You have orange blossom. There's apparently some oud in this, but I could barely detect it as well too. But having said all of that, it's a great fragrance. It's a lighter fragrance. It does kind of remind me as well too, if you smell Byredo Belle d'Afrique. It has that kind of very similar vibe as well too, but it's just a very light, pleasant fragrance that you could wear all year long as well too, and more appropriate even in the summer as well. So definitely Atelier Vetiver Fatale as my third recommendation for niche fragrances for the office environment. Deneen, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much for your final pick. So my final pick, I picked by the house of Mont Blanc, and this is Mont Blanc Explorer. I really like this one. It's woody, it's earthy, and off the top, we're gonna get some citrus with some spiciness, peppers, and as it transitions in the mid, we're gonna get some Haitian vetiver and some leather, and it dries down to some with some patchouli. So we get, but it's a very nice fragrance. It's not, it's inoffensive, and also it gets compared a lot to the famous Creed Aventus, and in the top, off I feel like off the top, it smells similar to Creed Aventus, but as it progresses to the mid and the base, it becomes its own scent. But I got a lot of compliments of this one, and I once had this compliment where this lady came up to me trying to get a whiff of my fragrance to figure out what she was smelling. But it's a very good one, and it's inoffensive, and you can wear it to the office, and it has great longevity. So check this one out if you haven't already. Okay, Simon. So yeah, so Jose, out of all those ones you selected for us, which one do you recommend? Would you wear the most in the office?
I think all year long, Janine, probably the safest one to wear. It's just like a total can't miss. Is probably Atelier Vetiver Fatale, mainly because it's light, it's fresh, it's got the plum, which I really like, by the way, too, in the vetiver. But you can wear it all year long. You can wear it in the high summer heat. You can wear it in the fall, winter, though it may not be strong enough. But once again, you're in an office environment, so you don't want to choke people out.
Yeah,
That is definitely a fragrance that I just don't think you can go wrong with. The other ones that I mentioned, Parfums de Darley, Bois d'Argent from Maison Privée, Dior, they're good fragrances. They're not loud. They're not crazy as well too. Um, you got to be careful with the trigger, but they are likable fragrances. But I'm not sure if they would go really well in probably the hotter weather as well too. So you got to be a little more careful when you use them as well. But Atelier Vetiver Fatale, it's a no-brainer for me.
and is it hard to find that one? Or
Good question. Atelier Vetiver Fatale, you can actually pick up at Sephora. Okay, so
okay,
that is, yeah, you can actually pick this up at Sephora. Dior, their Maison Privée line, you have to typically go to Dior boutiques, and so they don't sell them in department stores, and that's one of the reasons why I included it as a niche fragrance. And then, of course, I think you guys know as well too, a couple of niche fragrances from Parfums de Darley as
yeah,
well too.
oh
Only particular stores that sell other niche fragrances will
yeah,
offer Parfums de
yeah,
Darley.
okay, yeah, and for me, I picked this one the best because this one's the safest one. I feel like all of them are safe, but this one is just very soft. It's very gentle, and it has I got it has good you get good vibes. Like I got good reactions, and I think this one's a good one, and it's you can find a good price in the discounters.
Yeah, to name, I have Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. I used to have Dior Sauvage. I got rid of it mainly because I just felt it was a little bit too loud for me.
Yeah,
I do find that Prada Luna Rossa Carbon is more of a refined version of Dior Sauvage. It's a great fragrance, so awesome pick.
yeah, yeah, it's awesome pick. So there you have it, guys. Write down in the comment section what fragrances do you wear to the office? Maybe some of the ones that we didn't name, or whichever. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Peace.
Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.